would be great.
Wait, don't you have it? Aren't you watching it?
We'll figure that out. The stream seems to be back up and running as the Jhin will fall. Faves in the mid lane might be falling to the Vayne. In the meantime, on the bottom side, Enzalor throws out another Q, takes down the Ezreal.
Nice.
The egg form was shattered in the mid lane. Faves able to be rebirth on that Cryo Phoenix. In the meantime, Death's Design roaming down from the top side. Once he engaged, Condemn pushes Death's Design back into the turret. His ult started and immediately resurrects because he was so low. Zeno tumbles forward. This is the outplay double kill. Gets stunned up. Faves needs one more shot. Tumbles straight into the wall from Anivia, but Catanators around the side has the red buff burning away, and that's going to be another kill for Team Tryhards. The AD carry team is holding their own, and they're 1,000 gold up as the bottom side team single dads with the Enzalor and Otter pushes forward to get a little bit of damage onto the turret. Looks like they're going to turn onto the Infernal Drake, which is the first strike of the game. Hoffman's on the Jax starting it up.
A lot of fights breaking out across the map there, and it ends up being a net gain for the side of Team Tryhards, who are definitely living up to their names and trying to actually make this 5 ADC comp work, instead of just kind of rolling over and letting it be a, hey, let's int for a while game.
I love the aggression, though, from the side of Tryhards. They're not afraid to go back in. We saw that Vayne Zeno in the mid lane being able to not only tumble away from the Aatrox, but the condemn back into the turret was beautifully done, as well as rolling around to pick up one kill. And Caitlyn, roaming from the jungle, that long-range AD carry, able to pick off the last bit of health from that Anivia, which was set up due to the egg being burned from the Vayne already. Delicious Seal in the top lane, who nicely just runs right out of the CC from Aatrox and goes right back to farming.
Yeah, making excellent use of that little burst of movement speed that Draven has built into his kit, and as a result is able to quickly escape any potential danger coming out from Death's Design. As Catnator does manage to get the Smite Steal, but it's going to get knocked up twice here and fall to Faves.
Yeah, that's CC out of the Aatrox. Death's Design finds the Caitlyn in the river, looking for the Scuttle Crab. Able to land both of those knockups, a little extra CC. Very, very squishy are these 80 carries as Faves does get condemned into the wall, and because of the condemned stun, misses the ice stun as well. Xeno's chasing in on the Vayne. 4 and 3, make it 5 and 3, finishing off the Cryo Phoenix. Death Design in the top lane, pushed underneath his turret as Draven's just going to be farming up those minions. 63 farm to 39. The Aatrox trying to help the rest of his team out. Hasn't been able to farm much this game.
Yeah, very low on farm in the top lane as a result of all the roams that you mentioned. And this is going to be something that we look into.
Oh, Malphite ult in the bottom lane. Ooh, Enzalor picks up a killing spree as Otter with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow starts things off, walks forward underneath the turret for an extra auto attack, takes out the Ezreal. In the meantime, Xeno's on the roll, picks up one in the bottom lane, but the Jax is here for the stun, will be falling. Hoffman's throwing out the nice little icon as he's able to clean up the super fed Vayne at this point in the game. So we'll be backing up the jungle Caitlyn down there to try to stop them from taking the turret. As Delicious Seal in the top lane is going to get chunked a little bit by the Aatrox, but just go right back to farming. 1-0 and 4. Huge credit to this Draven not dying once this game so far.
And as a result, able to take advantage of those admiration stacks. 74 farm makes it to where he's able to catch quite a bit of admiration and really cash in when he does get one of those kills or assists. Admiration, I'm sorry, not admiration. My apologies.
I'm going to hold my breath, but it does seem like the stream is running smoothly. Hoffman's. Oh, that was a beautiful 90 caliber net from Catnator to get out of the stun. Hoffman's running away. There's the ultimate for Caitlyn. That's enough damage. What? Oh my goodness, yeah. Jungle Caitlyn with the ult takes out the Jax with a great 90 caliber net. That was absolutely beautiful from Team Tryhards. Ezreal roaming to the mid lane, looking for the engage. The Jhin wanted to find the root, wasn't able to get it though. In the meantime, the stun from the Anivia just kind of slows things down. Vayne farming underneath the turret. Delicious Seal walks out of the chains from Death Design's Aatrox. And the roaming AD carry squad from Team Tryhards seems to be working, slowly but surely.
Yeah, they're whittling away at their opponents with good pokes and making sure that they have an ability to actually try and get this down.
Oh, the damage from Delicious Seal. Ooh, there's the ultimate. Delicious Seal maybe going down, though. One more auto attack. The flash forward. Delicious Seal still falls. Or, sorry, gets the kill. Death's Design flash forward for an auto attack, but the animation took too long. In the meantime, though, Ezreal's popped off the map as Enzalor is going to clean up one. The flash forward, though, is not going to be enough. Trade of kills in the bottom lane support for another 80 carry. Boxy finds the root. Xenos around the corner. He wants in his Otter on the Ashe, finds a slow and then runs away. Boxy Box is ult, starts the curtains. It's way in the wrong direction. Boxy Box flashes out of danger from the Jax, picks up the kill on the Ashe as well. And this game cannot be more exciting. It's 16 kills to 16. Hoffman's in trouble. He's going to be burned down. Xeno is so strong. Is he going to flash the wall? Condemns the Anivia, but she's got a wall that keeps them from moving forward any further. Xeno and Boxy roam out. It is a Drake starting here in just a moment. It looks like it's a Wind Drake, which would be great for Tryhards on their super roaming comp. Always wanting an extra man when the fight starts to break out.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job of roaming around and making use of that, and that's what you can expect out of players with the ranks that we did. We accidentally stacked the teams, and they're taking the advantages they can get and really doing a good job of spreading them across the map.
I love Xeno on the red buff. He's got already almost all the kills for his team, 8, 4, and 2. And that Vayne is already easy to stick to an enemy champion. She's got that passive that allows her to just kind of run head on into enemy champions. And the red buff is going to make it even easier for her to stick to them and reposition to be able to get those condemns. If Anivia hadn't thrown up the wall, she might have been dead in the jungle because they would have just been able to walk right through, Jhin find the root, and then could potentially get a kill. In the meantime, though, Single Dad still hold a decent position in the game. They've got a Malphite that is going AP. Oh, I could love this game even more. Death's Design maybe falling, gets a hop over the wall. Xeno wants to chase it, but the Anivia wall stops that. Hoffman's is extremely low. Ezreal throws out the ultimate. It's going to miss. Hoffman lives for the moment. Phase burning down. The flash forward from Equinox is going to get a kill. The bird is down. Egg form is down. There's no teleport to save Anivia as this stun into the bottom lane. Enzalor on this AP Malphite is doing work. It's a trade, though. First turret to the side of Single Dads is really good for them, as that gold did go onto the bottom laners. They're going to get a trade of turrets, Tryhards in the mid lane, which will be good to even up some of that gold. They're ahead by about 2,000. We'll see if they can keep up the pressure as Enzalor is going to get condemned into a wall. Non-stop action. Flashes into Delicious Seal's awaiting arms. He's going to get a double kill as well on the Otter of Ashe. So both of them are going to fall. No chance for them to try to get the dragon. And at this point, they just walked straight into 380 carries, and they said, more food for us to feast on.
Yeah, and that's something that they're gonna have to be even more aware of now, is the position of the side of Team Tryhards, as they did lose that mid turret, which is gonna open up their jungle to a lot of roams from the enemy team. So Tryhards are gonna have a lot of open access, especially now that they've locked down that Cloud Drake and made sure they have that little bit of extra movement speed throughout their entire team. This is going to be something that the Single Dads have to be absolutely aware of, and they're really going to have to litter their own jungle with wards in order to do it.
Well, keep in mind, though, the later the game goes, the more it favors Single Dads, because they're going to have that tankiness either on the Malphite or the Aatrox. Now, it's probably going to take Malphite a little bit longer as he is building that AP route, but you can see already starting off with that Bramble Vest on the Aatrox, he wants to go a little bit more of that tanky route. Jax, in the meantime, is deciding to go a little more damage dealing with a Tiamat. Hasn't finished his tier 2 boots just yet. The side of Tryhards, they've got the gold. They've got a 9-4-5 Vayne who wants in onto Fave, so you're going to take him out. They know the egg form's down. There's no flash on him. Katnir's going to find Hoffman. Jax could burst him down, though. One more auto attack might be enough. The flash from Katnir keeps alive for the moment. He steps onto a trap. That's a massive crit. Xeno comes in as well. Double traps Katnir! Lays him out and drops Hoffman's down. That Jax is going nowhere except back to the base with a gray screen.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a great play by Catnator, but also a major misplay by Hoffman's on there, because you have to be watching out for all of those traps whenever you're up against a Caitlyn, especially if you get into one of those tight corridors like that particular spot in the jungle. Those are going to be a massive problem, as Death's Design...
It went a little aggressive, won't find the third proc of the Q, but a nice stun from Anivia means Xeno falls. The shutdown gold goes to Faves on this Anivia. Otter chasing in with the slows. That's one of the best things from Single Dads, is their constant hiding and harassing the Caitlyn. And Enzalor sees Equinox, lines him up, knocks him down. The bowling ball of the Malphite will pick up the Ezreal. Jhin starts the curtain call, trying to clear out some of those minions and get some slows down. Crit onto Ashe, knocks her down to a quarter health. Delicious Seal moves forward. He wants the aggression. Boxy Box just sidesteps the stun from Anivia. Now, again, we talked about, though, the combination in single dads. Their 5v5 is a bit better, and it looks like Team Tryhards are testing their might against this group, as single dads will split up. Faves might be falling here. The root immediately from Jin and Caitlyn on the snares. Once again, beautiful plays. Hoffman probably going to hop the wall. There he goes. Gets the ward, waits for his cooldown, hops the wall to safety. But Tryhards are continuing to win out on this full AD carry composition.
Full AD carry, and more importantly, you were talking about possibly seeing an AP build out of him. Ezreal is going AP, sitting on an Archangel staff now that he's got the Eye of Frost built up. Working on the Aether Wisp, so possibly going to be a Lich Bane coming out of the Ezreal here. And this is what happens when you get 5 ADCs just shoving down mid lane, is a lot of damage onto every single tower that they encounter, and it's gone before the minion wave even gets a chance to really fully get up there. Death's Design does manage to get the engage there, but not much of anything going to come out of that one.
Catinator low on mana, so there's not much room for a 90 caliber net to try to escape, though with the Jin and the Caitlyn traps on the ground, there's a lot to keep an eye on. Death's Design starts the ult extremely early, flashes forward, he wants Caitlyn, the chains aren't going to matter. He is resurrecting from the side, but I don't think he's going to be able to escape from that one. Will fall, Equinox picks the kill up, but it's traded back because Draven's already gone down. Malphite ults in onto Zeno, the Vayne is gone. The crit's down onto Hoffman, though he's going to fall. Ezreal throws out the ult, Enzalor's low, Catinator picks it up. It's a trade, triple so far for the Malphite, shut down on the Caitlyn as well. Can she trade out against Faves? She's extremely low. One more auto attack. Faves picks it up, but Jin now, boxy box chasing in. Once the Anivia might be popping the, oh, beautiful play on this stun. Boxy box turns it around. Faves invisible in the bush, and they're able to take out the Jin. So single dads win out in a long, extended fight against the ADCs. It is a win streak that is starting to show up here in another minute 50. And it's really good for single dads that not a single Mountain Drake has shown up on the game, because if they did, Tryhards would be all over that for that push potential.
Push potential, and especially, I mean, we've already had the Infernal come up once. If the Infernal were to come up again, it might be a way for them to balance it out on the side of Tryhards. So single dads needs to definitely be aware of the fact that that could potentially be something that they really want. Force the flash out of Zeno with a beautifully placed wall from Faves, putting in a lot of work on this Anivia.
Ooh, curtain called by the Jin. He wants to be trying to get some damage down, but it's not doing that much. Ash arrow comes flying in. Faves is extremely low, but just gets turned into an egg. And now the members of single dads come in to defend. There's the ult from Malphite. Immediately takes out Zeno once again. Draven will trade it around onto the Aatrox. Faves extremely low, but doesn't matter. We'll get the burst onto the Jin. Nice wall, slows Catinator down. And that is the kiting potential of Ash that's keeping Tryhards from being able to chase the rest of these members down. Faves throws out a stun. He's been pretty good with those Qs so far this game. Otter will continue with the kite, using those volleys to slow Delicious Seal's advances. And Tryhards able to push single dads away, but losing two members of their own, 2-for-2 trade.
And I have to give a lot of respect to Equinox there. Anticipated the fight and launched the ultimate from bot lane in order to land the kill on Enzalor's Malphite. Put down a good chunk of damage as well onto, I want to say that the extra chunk of damage ended up on Hoffman's there as well. So there was a lot of damage that he was able to put out with that one ability as he was shoving down bot lane and taking this tower.
Nice arcane shift from Equinox. Gets him out of the stun from Hoffman's. This Jax has tried and tried again. Sometimes, though very rarely, found success. But each time he tries to go in, the members of Tryhards are able to find some way of escaping. Equinox's ult kind of gonna just fly off to the side. Not exactly sure where he was trying to send that.
A little bit. He might have been checking the bush to see exactly how many people were here. So now he knows that there's a full team here. And three members on the bot side looking to take that Cloud Drake. Now, as we're getting a bit of a collapse, top side getting pushed in pretty hard here.
Yeah, oh, the Draven ult, Whirling Blade's gonna miss, it'll be a little bit slow. Equinox jumps forward, he wants to find the Jax. In the meantime, though, the Death's Design came from behind, looking to take out Zeno. He's underneath the turret, though. That turret's gonna continue to do damage. Resurrecting on the Aatrox, comes back up alive. Equinox extremely low, but Otter's just going to auto-attack him down, flashes away. Not going to be enough. In the meantime, Delicious Seal has found the Jax, trying to get away. Curtain Call from the Jhin. Is going to try to poke out the Death's Design. Won't be able to finish him off. Enzalor with a massive burst. In the meantime, on the bottom side, Delicious Seal is able to trade 1-for-1. Catinator getting the crits down onto Faves. There's the ultimate as well. No egg form for the Anivia. She's going to fall. AP Malphite will get a trade, though, onto Xeno. And in the meantime, Aatrox just bursts out. Sorry, Catinator bursts out the Aatrox. This Caitlyn is actually insane. 8, 5, and 8. Okay, all right. Double buffs. The going golden stopwatch for Malphite. Won't be able to save him. One auto attack. Hoffman's takes out the Caitlyn. Catinator falls 33 kills to 31. This is bloody, and the ADC team is winning by 5,000 gold. Can you ask for a better game one?
I would have loved for it to have worked the first time. Yeah, game 1 wasn't that great. Game 1.5 is fantastic.
Oh yes, and the blade Dusk Blade of Drakthar on the Caitlyn, because she uses the 90 caliber net, just adds an extra amount of crit and damage. We do have a short DC from Faves, not sure what that's about, but it is a tournament draft, so they're going to pause, which means we get some breathing time to talk about this game. 4 turrets to 3, 50,000 gold to 45.5 thousand gold. Infernal on the side of single dads will continue to allow them to stack up. An AP Malphite who didn't have a stopwatch, excuse me, it's a Zanya's 11, 8, and 10. This game is just absolutely ridiculous and bonkers, and I love it. I love it.
Especially when we get some pretty solid players in here just doing ridiculous things. I mean, we got, 3 plats on the side of Team Tryhard right now, and they're just having fun with the game. And that's what I like about this channel is, we get in here, yeah, we'll have a couple serious games, but then we'll have one of these games that just everybody's inting. Everybody's having a fantastic time, just enjoying themselves in the game. And that's what you want to be doing in a game, is enjoying yourself. And unfortunately, sometimes things get a little too serious in League of Legends. So I'm glad to see these players just out having fun today.
We're taking it back to the old days of just having fun, being silly. Anivia's reconnected, so we'll be right back into the game as soon as we start. But I wanted to mention for the side of Team Tryhards, and even the side of Single Dads for the most part, no one is doing terribly. Even the Jhin, 3, 7, and 11. Normally speaking, that's a poor lineup. That said, the 11 assists is the highest kill participation on his team, and he really is mainly being used as simply a snare bot. Someone else on his team gets the initial auto attack off or initial ability off, he lines up the snare, and that allows the rest of the team to collapse and get a kill. Caitlyn has been going and completely popping off. It is just insane. For single dads, everyone doing fairly well. I would just say Hoffman's probably the only one that's been shut down the most. 5, 7, and 2 has got a couple kills back, but mostly because this Caitlyn has been just outplaying him so many times in the jungle.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Delicious Seal right now. Taking the Draven in the top lane, sitting on a Frozen Mallet, a Bloodthirster. And right now, Phage is his 3rd item in inventory, along with the Ninja Tabi for the boots. And
Tempest Slayer from Otto allows for the rest of the burst. Equinox is down. Delicious Seal may be falling quickly afterwards. Hoffman wants one more jump. Is the Q available? Death Design comes in. He dodges to the side. Hoffman gets a revenge kill back onto a killing spree. Now Caitlyn, my crit!
God,
Caitlyn trying to turn it on to Faves as well, but he's inside the ult of the Anivia, and Barrier will save the Anivia for now. It wasn't even a barrier. I'm not sure what that was, a shield or something, as Xeno finds Death's Design, gonna pop the resurrection. The heal used as he flies in, wants to get him into a wall, but the flash from Death's Design gets himself out. Hossman stunned, ready and waiting, but not gonna commit into the dive, as Xeno is just so fed. Boxy split pushing on the top side. May take the turret down before the teleport gets in as well. Single dads, the teleport on Anivia burned and unhelpful, has to fly her way back to the top side now to stop those minions from pushing in.
And with the increase to teleport's cooldown, that's actually massive that happened that way, because FaZe not having that teleport is going to be extremely critical to their movement around the map. You got to remember, that's the only teleport in the game right now is FaZe's teleport on this Anivia.
And you want to have that available if this side of Tryhards go for a split push, because they are all 80 carries. Any one of them could hard push an individual lane. We talk about wave clear being one of those keys things you want to keep in mind, and Nivea has plenty of wave clear. Well, the side of Tryhards is everyone has wave clear because they're all 80 carries. As Otter finds Boxy Box, gets this slow. The Jericho Slayer on par again. Faves once in. Boxy gets the crit, the heal, runs himself to safety for the moment, and the members of Single Dads decide to back out. Perfect timing on that 4th shot crit to speed himself away from the rest of Single Dads. And Zoller and Hoffman waiting for a ADC to walk to their own demise. However, they will decide to back away as Xeno split pushing on the bottom side once again. 155 farm. Delicious Seal gets the slow as well. It's just fight after fight. Catinator goes in. Forces the flash on Jax, but Faves gets the shutdown. Will be burned to an egg form. Equinox here as well. Enzlor has the ult available. They want the double stun. That's going to be enough. No need for the Malphite to burn the ult. And Single Dads saves their Anivia and are able to take out 3 members of Tryhards, and that means Baron is up on the menu.
Yeah, 3 for 0 there is going to lock down the Baron for the side of Single Dads and really make them a lot more able to push this out, although Jin is going to contest with the ultimate, just throwing in some shots there. Xeno sitting over on the side is not going to be able to get in here, and that is going to be the Baron falling. Oh, beautiful max range ult from Enzlor puts Jin in the dirt.
Yep, shoves him in the grave. We've got a Malphite for your headstone, and that was all burst. None of the rest of the team was able to even participate in that, and destroyed him. And that means the Baron push now from Single Dads is starting up. This is what we talked about. The late game from this team is really nice. The 5v5 from this team is really nice. They're going to pick up a second turret in the mid lane. Now, they are still a turret behind because of the split push from the ADCs, or just the general push from the ADCs. But they're getting back in gold. Only 1,000 gold difference between these two teams now, as they're waiting for one of the members of Team Tryhards to come by. They're going to channel those Baron-powered recalls and head back to the base to make use of all that gold they just got.
Yeah, and that swung the gold back to almost even. Only 1,000 gold deficit for the Single Dads now that they've got a 4-kill advantage and are sitting on that Baron. It took one, and I expect to see them kind of break up to split push down some of these ADCs, because they're all starting to get to that point where an ADC, yeah, they can beat somebody in an extended fight, but if you can pop one of the ADCs relatively quickly, you're going to have a good time, and it's looking like they're wanting to take advantage of that.
All right, bottom side, Catinator going to be trying to steal away the Baron. Oh, the nice flash avoids Enzlor, but he still goes in. Oh, Otter steals it with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow as well. The Mountain Drake goes over to Single Dads. That's even better for them, taking away from the hands of Tryhards on all of those 80 carries, and they have taken full control of the game. Even the flash from Caitlyn unable to save her, as Single Dads are going to 3-man push the mid lane. 4-man push as Anivia is going to join to make it a 5-man push. 2 ADCs on the bottom side for Tryhard. The Draven and Xeno on the Vayne are going to try to trade, but it looks like this middle inhibitor is going to fall. There's not much Tryhard's going to be able to do to stop it.
This race is not going to go in their favor.
All right, so the
Single Dads thinks they're FlyQuest now.
Yeah, exactly. It's the FlyQuest split base race. They have taken an inhibitor. In the meantime, Draven trying to push down the top lane turret. Xeno has returned back here. The ultimate from Aatrox will fall off. He's extremely low. In the meantime, the stun goes on to Xeno. He flashes forward. He's trying to finish off Death's Design. He will get one. So it is a trade. Double Nexus turrets will fall. Boxy goes down. Hoffman wants to end it. The ult from Malphite not going to find anyone, but the game is already over because Jax just auto-attacks it down. And Single Dads wins the split push 5-man straight down mid lane and goes for the throat, taking out Team Tryhards despite them having had an advantage for almost the entirety of the game. GG.
Well, and it was like you were talking about in the pregame. It's a better 5v5 for the Single Dads. They got that 5v5 fight, and you can see on the timeline here, once they got that 5v5 fight and they actually took the 3 for 0 there, they took Baron, they got a couple more kills, and they went down mid lane and ended the game. It was a really quick finish once they got that 5v5 team fight. And I mean, that's the way we expected it to go from the beginning, is if they could get that fight, if they could make that happen, this game was over.
All right, so we're going to roll through MVPs and honorable mentions. And for the people that are new, we do that because we are keeping a constant tally of how many MVPs and honorable mentions people get, which allows us to, over time, just kind of honor those people who played a lot on the stream and been able to play consistently at a high level. Fragmentagman. That is an awesome name. Fragmentagman. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. As well as Derpy Archer. I appreciate you guys following. So, for the losing team, Sayla, give us the honorable mention, and then we'll honorable mention MVPs. And once we are done with this, we'll roll into game number 2, which I hear so far is going to be a pretty spicy lineup.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. For the side team Tryhards, I am going to give the honorable mention over to Xeno, doing a fantastic job pushing in the mid lane and really giving her team a massive advantage there by just smashing the Anivia in the early laning phase. Once Anivia got to that ultimate and was able to get their wave clear off, it was a lot better time for her, but until that point, man, Xeno put in some solid work. I am, however, going to give the MVP over to the one, the only Catinator on this jungle, Caitlyn. I gotta say, that was a lot better than I expected that to go. Some massive crits, especially with that lethality build. I mean, you were sitting on all 3 lethality items. You've got the Yomu's Ghostblade, you've got the Duskblade of Drakthar, and you've even got the Edge of Night there to make sure that you have maximum lethality. And it showed whenever Squishy stepped 1 foot into Caitlyn's range, they got immediately blown up with a massive crit to their face. And that was it for most of the Squishies on their team.
And I wanted to come really quick because a couple people were asking about that, especially Nova. It was heavily due to the Duskblade of Drakthar, which means when you are unseen for a second, you get a massive amount of damage. In addition to that, I probably was running the rune that allowed you to, when you did a small hop or a small jump, to deal an extra empowered burst. Between the two of those things coming out of the jungle and 90 caliber net, which gives you a free crit, then dealing extra damage because you're coming from the jungle on Duskblade, and dealing extra damage because you've hopped with your 90 caliber net even though it's backwards, it just is insane single shot damage, and you're seeing 800 health chunks. It's just crazy. Beautiful plays from Catinator, and really that's where you got to do that extra thinking for when it comes to building your champions. And guys, 1199 is a pretty decent case for a jungle Caitlyn. If someone plays this in a normals game, I want to see it. 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 That's all I'm going to say. All right, for the winning team, honorable mention, going to give that over to XLNC Otter. A huge reason for that is because of the enchanted crystal arrows. Again and again and again, setting up the engage from single dads. I don't think he missed more than maybe one. Good predictions, good plays. We haven't seen that good of an Ashe since Phantom of Temp played him and what hit like 14 out of 16 ults. Really well done. But I've got to, as everyone said it in chat, it is the most famous and awesome AP Malphite, 49 and 15. I mean, this harkens back to the days of top lane AP Alistar and was just beautiful. Absolutely just beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and quickly give a quick shout out in the chat for Daisy MVP for the side of